Business West in Swindon and Wiltshire are again sponsoring the Festival of Tomorrow during February. I'm Ian Mean, Business West Gloucestershire Director, and I've been talking to the festival's founder, Dr. Rod Hebden. Rod, tell us about the Festival of Tomorrow. It's your third year. It sounds really exciting.
Yeah, it's incredibly exciting. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, as you can imagine. Our first festival was February 2020, just the month before the world somewhat fell apart. And it was incredibly successful, and we thought we could just build on it. And then obviously the pandemic meant that things had to change. We went fully virtual, and then we are back physical and hybrid this year. But I think really the purpose behind it hasn't changed at all. This is really about getting science and engineering and the real people behind it, stories, how it works, into the hands of real people. And so we're aiming at families, and it's that kind of general audience. And it really is to kind of uncover what science is kind of really about, rather than to teach any science.
Yeah, now we've come to trust scientists, haven't we, a great deal during the pandemic. Government is saying we're following the science. Do you think that's made a lot of difference, particularly with young people and their view of scientists?
It's made a huge difference, I think. So we've been able to see it in the statistics. I mean, people have always scientists have been people that we do trust anyway. But I think when we saw that, we'll be led by the science, and then quickly they could kind of see that slight divergence between government policy and what the scientists were saying. And what they actually saw was something that we knew was going on all the time. I think in school we're always taught science as a kind of series of facts, things we know. And the reality is that scientists don't really care about what we know. They're working in what we don't know. All scientists are working only with what we don't know. And so the public got to see that live in action. When the pandemic hit, it was a new virus. We didn't know anything about it. We knew about other viruses similar, but we didn't know how bad it would be, how quickly it would spread. We had no vaccines for it. And so people got to watch science in action as we collected the data, came up with postulations, we came up with theories, and we slowly kind of made that, more and more concrete, and until we actually got this new vaccine and we got a much better handle on it. And it just meant that people went from thinking science knew everything to realize that science finds out everything because we only tackle what we don't know. And I think that's been brilliant for that debate and understanding what science is all about.
Yeah, now, absolutely. UK Research and Innovation, your main sponsor, they're huge, aren't they? And they're based in Swindon. A lot of us don't know anything about them. What do they do?
So yeah, UK Research and Innovation, they are huge. They are the main R&D funder for the UK government. So they have an annual budget of around £8 billion. So around £8 billion comes through Swindon. So most of the research, innovation, the science happens around the country, including about 900 million that goes through Innovate UK. So that includes the sort of R&D and company side of things. That sort of downstream end comes through Swindon. So when we developed that vaccine in Oxford, that was funded by UKRI in Swindon. So if people saw the James Webb Space Telescope up, that successor to Hubble that launched in December, the MIRI instrument on it was developed in the UK, and it was obviously funded through UKRI in Swindon. So everything that's kind of going on is coming through Swindon. We really are that hub of research and innovation.
Yeah, and I mean, apart from UKRI, you've got Intel, global player, global digital communicator.
Yeah, we have. I mean, Swindon's really blessed, actually. So, I mean, we've got the UKRI, we've got the Space Agency right there as well. That's, the centre of this growing space sector. Intel, who've got involved since the first year. They, you couldn't get bigger in terms of, global tech company. And actually, if you look at what they do, we think of them as, computing. But actually, the microchips that they produce underpin everything about modern life, especially going forward. You think about augmented reality or artificial intelligence, or all the microchips that are going into modern vehicles, or smart control systems for your heating and everything. They underpin everything that goes on cloud computing. So brilliant to have them there. We've got Dyson involved. They were involved in the first year. So there'll be robotics hands-on workshops from them. We've got obviously Business West supporting, which is fantastic. We've got the new Institute of Technology getting involved for the first time here in Swindon. City Fibre, who've been laying out the 1 gig fibre that I'm talking to you over right now, in fact. So we are incredibly lucky here in Swindon, and those things will come out. And UK are right at the core of it. I mean, we can pull on the absolute best and the latest from right across the country.
Yeah. Now, give us a feel of the dates here and how this is going to happen, because we're still in a COVID situation.
Yeah, we are. And I think ever since that year one, we've been working with plan A, B, C, and D like everyone else. Last year, we went fully virtual and used an online event platform, which actually worked really well. And a lot of people wanted it back. And we launched our schools program, which reached 13,000 bookings in that first year, which was incredible, and helped us reach those audiences, those kids who wouldn't get to the virtual festival. And in Swindon, we've got a real need for that, for broadening aspirations and getting kids to universities and into STEM skills. So it was fantastic to get the feedback and the demographics we reached from that. This year, we are back physical. We are fully now expecting to be a physical but hybrid event. So we won't be at STEAM, which is currently still a vaccine centre, but we will be using the brand new facilities at the Deanery, which is the new school in Whitchelstowe, handily next to a really nice pub. But they've got a 450-seater theatre, another theatre. They've got big spaces we can use. So we're going to be there the Friday and Saturday of February half term. So that's the 25th and 26th. Our schools programme will be the week before half term. That's fully virtual. That's already launched, and within seconds of us going live with that, teachers were booking again. They're flying off the tickets for that.
When does that start, Rob?
So the schools program starts on the week commencing 14th of February. So we've got a really packed week of workshops and shows and talks and careers talks. We've got a range of things. We're going to be in town. We're going to be across Swindon, hopefully in the Brunel Centre. We're actually doing some very hyper local events at some outreach parts of Swindon as well, putting shows to them where the community are. So we're going to be everywhere, but online we're going to use the same platform but using a different way this year. So it's more of an extension of the physical festival. We'll have events that anyone can join from anywhere in the world, but if you're in Swindon, you get to be lucky and be right there with the scientists and engineers in the room to ask questions. So we'll have that physical and virtual exhibitors, physical and virtual shows and talks, and you'll be able to join in from wherever you are, but get to be right there in the room if you're here in Swindon.
Fantastic. Now, you've got some great acts, I would say. One of them we've heard a lot about, haven't we? The couple who live quite near you, who discovered the mammoth bones.
Yeah, that was amazing. So if anyone didn't catch that, pick it up on BBC iPlayer. So Attenborough did the documentary for it with them. So Nev and Sal Hollingworth, they live just around the corner from me, actually, in Swindon, and they are expert, although amateur, it's not their job, fossil hunters. And they've been doing a lot of this for years and years, and they managed to find in this quarry where they got access to first an axe head, a Neolithic or Neanderthal axe head, which they then used to cut their wedding cake when they got married soon after. And then after that, they found this curved structure. They had a look, and they found it was a mammoth tusk, and they found several full mammoth skeletons. You usually find these things just a few bits and pieces, but there are several woolly mammoths, steppe mammoths, and then actually the evidence was that these Neanderthals had hunted them. And so this site is one of the most important sites in the world. 200,000-year-old objects. They're going to be coming to the festival. I mean, they've had international interest now, obviously, and they'll be there at the festival to answer all the questions in person. They're going to be bringing some of the objects, so you'll be able to see the mammoth bones and the axe head actually there. And we're going to get some more of the team, the dig team, along as well. So yeah, they're going to be brilliant. Really, really pleased to have them there.
That's brilliant. Now, schools who want to take part, firms who want to get involved, what's the point of contact here?
Yeah, so the ticketing goes live towards the end of this month. But in the meantime, any schools who want to get involved and haven't heard about it, they can contact us through the website. So that's festivaloftomorrow.com. So it's pretty easy to remember. And if they contact us, there's various contact points on their website. And similarly for any companies who want to exhibit, they want to sponsor, they want to reach these audiences, support the schools and the STEM outreach, go on the website. There's a support us tab and ways to contact us there. So just go straight to festivaloftomorrow.com and your contact will come straight to me. So I'll come back to you.
Great, Rod. Very exciting. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for supporting it.